Okay, let's try this one more time. Good morning, everybody. How's it working now? Sound good? Test 1, 2. Test 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up 6. Wonderful, great. Thank you, David. Good morning, David, JW, Joe, Marvin, Bobby, JW, Maureen, Julie. How you doing? Yeah, we'll just have to get through this. If it's still breaking up, I have to get through this, and then I'll kind of work on it. Not much I can do like this 1 second. Good morning, PS, Mike, Larry. How's everybody over there? Hey, I sent out. I posted to the app there my thoughts today, and today I started this last night, making my notes to myself, just watching what some of the futures were doing last night and different things. And here's what I wrote down for notes for this morning. Risk off likely is better today. So a little risk off might be a better idea today. Again, these are my thoughts. These are things that I'm going to look at. Maybe somebody has other ideas, please post them. I might certainly use them, just like you're more than welcome to use anything here. Another thought I wrote down is the trend. Let's do this. The trend that got us to where we are just might be tested maybe today, tomorrow, right down in here. The last hour of the day, another note to myself, the last hour today will give more information about the market. Just because we slip a little, the last hour of the day can give you a great deal more information. And since we're so close to this top and so close to this trend line, that might be a good thing to do, is look at the end of the day. So even if I buy something midday, really evaluate it, not only that position, but the market itself at the end of the day here. Another thing that I think might be very helpful today, and I'm saying this because we're trapped now between this downtrend line and this uptrend line. We're trapped pretty tight. And if there's one thing I've learned over the years, is we cannot stay doing this. You cannot stay doing that. Something is going to happen. We're either going to pop out of there or we're going to break down. So I think we're getting close to some kind of a decision. It doesn't mean that decision will last. We're just looking at these two lines right here. I think something that might help, especially if you're thinking a little risk off today, or maybe that last hour of the day, is maybe taking a look at the 3-bar chart. We can talk about the 3-bar chart today a little bit more, but what it does is it breaks down the daily chart into 3 equal bars. With candlesticks, while one candlestick's a wonderful thing, most candlestick signals, patterns come in 3s. So you look at the 3-bar chart, you'll be able to really pick that out, what we're doing there. Also, I think it would be very helpful looking at the trendicator. Below the trendicator on the 3-bar chart, handwriting is kind of on the wall that we're likely to move lower and maybe test that trend. Now, the thing about testing that trend to the downside is, will it be merely a test and back up, or will it be a test and roll over and die here? So that's something we need to keep an eye on. Another chart that might be helpful today as far as an internal chart would be an hourly chart. Now, I've got real time turned on, so it's kind of funky over here. But let's just come back over here. When the market opens up, I turn this pre-market time thing off. If the hourly chart starts to roll to the downside, have a little caution. Now that is, I do not believe that is a reason to get short. Have a little caution, and just the same thing is if it starts to roll up, have caution, but you might be able to trade long. And the reason that I'm saying because it goes down doesn't mean it's short, but if it goes up, I think we can trade long, and that is because the relief rally trend is still intact, 100%. So until that's changed, the power is to the downside with maybe a little risk off as long as the market is a little bit soft. We got to where we were by following the trend. So stick with the trend. We come over here, the naked chart, and that's not it. Dark chart, that chart right here. And we're looking at the 3-bar chart. If we start to see that turn green, we'll have some caution. The daily chart, if we start, red. I meant red, my bad. If we start to see price go below those red dots and turn red, then all bets for the long side is off, and then we can start looking for shorts. I don't think the wisest thing out there is to chase bottoms and chase tops. So until we break down here, I wouldn't necessarily be chasing shorts as long as the market is still up here. So I want the market to show me it's failing, and then we can trade to the short side, okay? All right, let's go back over here, and let's take a look at some charts that I have here. TGX. I've had this on the charts before. We've got targets up here, possible target areas. I think TGX is setting up pretty good. We're going to need a little market help, and then let's see if that doesn't pop up and start hitting some of our targets. Anything below 34.30, just not looking at it long. Another one I've got is quote here. Now, quote's going to need to pop up. Quote's going to have to be, it's going to have to show some strength over this black candle right here. We start looking at that, and then we've got targets up here at 360, 390, 450 or so. ARDX. Now, this is one that I am currently in here. Gap up, pull back, 3/8 trap, set up really nice. We bought this last week. Still looking for the first target up here of around $2.30. I probably should put a line right there. We're going to put it right here. First target of about $2.13, followed by $2.30, $2.60, $3 up here. Next one I'm looking at is that Sting. STNG. Sting's got a very nice trend here. Beautiful, beautiful trend. A nice little showing of low, high, higher low, higher high. This wasn't necessarily a higher high, but it was a double bottom. Same category. And now we've made a higher high and now a higher low. That chart, there's no reason to think it's not going to continue. It's just a matter of planning that entry, and then we've got targets on that one right there. eBay, this is one we've talked about last week. I think we're getting closer and closer and closer to maybe that point of buying. Ideally, we want to stay above the trend indicator here. We've got those targets in place. Now we're just waiting for that buy opportunity in here. Let's see, another one is HUN, HUN. HUN already this morning is starting to pop up a little bit. A little choppy through here. A little choppy. But overall, you can see the trend that's working in here. Trend indicator is green. All looking good. We're above the T line. If we can get through 29.35, the next target I'm looking at is 31.40, 33.65 up here. Remember that there's a certain amount of management that goes into a chart. Once you buy it, you've got to manage it. You've got to have protective stops in case something just goes horribly wrong. And, I often tell people, when do you want to take, say, a 5% loss? Well, when you finally take the 25% loss, the 5% loss looked pretty darn good. In fact, might even be the best trade of the day. So when the market is choppy, undecided, undirectional maybe, don't let those losses grab you. They'll kind of sneak up on you. Let's see here. VLDR. I think I need a drink real quick. Thank you. So VLDR here, another little dollar stock for those watching dollar stocks. I think we have a nice bottom building in here, and I think there's good opportunity to move up higher to $1.20, $1.30, $1.40, $1.70 up here. The first hurdle will be $1.10. I don't know that I have any interest in buying it here. You know, I say that now. Let's see how the market shapes up. But what I want is movement and follow through. This is a good example. You've got some movement and then catch the follow through for the swing. I want some movement and then catch some follow through. I know there's going to be traders pick it up down here, and you know, who knows? I might even later today. But right now, I would prefer that movement. APP, somebody looking for a short. APP is still trending to the downside. Trend indicator is still red. We've had a nice move to the downside here, and now we rallied up to that 3/8 trap, much closer to the trend indicator. Gives us a nice entry point in this area. Below $13, and that also would be the first target. Below $13, I'll look at 11 1/4 and 9, 10-ish down here. Another short might be this AFRM. Another one that just, you know, it's the really easy chart pattern to follow. One, the trend, just like you would follow the bullish trend. We sink to the downside. However we sink down there, can sink through a gap, can sink down through just candles one right after another, or a week to the downside. And then we rally up to that 3/8 trap right there. That makes a nice entry. It makes a nice entry. It also makes a nice stop, because if you look at this chart, let's change all this blue to blue. You've got a low, you've got a high, you've got a higher low. Well, if we started moving up, that would be signs of a bottom reversal pattern. So it's really clear where you might want to get out. Now it is to me, the trend indicator, maybe the T-line, depending on how tight you want your stop. You know, come in here and use some of these candles. I doubt seriously I would ever wait to that high. That's just not me up there, but some people might. But anyway, below the trend indicator, I'm looking at this to the short side. The last one I have is PDD. PDD, that one's getting a little pop here this morning. So targets, if we get through that 95.65, let's do this. So say we do get through that. I mean, that can be absolutely bought on that bump to the upside, or wait for a pullback, something a little bit, you know, more, I don't know, enticing for you. And then targets right up into here. All righty. Look, I apologize if there were some audio problems. We'll try to get that figured here in just a moment. So anyway, I'm going to say thank you to everybody. Mind your P's and Q's. And we'll see you in the room in about 20 minutes, okay? Thank you.